गौरंग गंधर्व की गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जाय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शुतर शुत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्रील गुरुदेव की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शुतर शुत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शुतर शुत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शुतर शुत शिशिमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शुतर शुत शिशिमार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट महाभागवत श्रील गोरक्षदास बाबाजी महाराज की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट श्रील सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथदास बाबाजी महाराज की जाय। श्री रूपानु गौरी गुरु वर्ग की जाय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शारद गोसाई प्रभु की जाय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जाय। नाम अचय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जाय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जाय। सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदात गिरिराज महाराज की जाय। श्री राधा कुंद श्याम कुंद की जाय। श्री यमुना देवी गंग देवी की जाय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जाय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जाय। श्री पूर्णमासी योगमाय की जाय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जाय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जाय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जाय। जय श्री चतुर्मास्य व्रत की जय। जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री निताय जय। श्रील भक्ति रक्षक श्रीधर गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। All the associates of Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, and the disciples and followers of those associates ki jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Okay, we'll do the Mangala Charan and then begin. Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Tividito Kodiya Gurvanvaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhata Gagane Yogora Sankirtanaya Maya Vartimingilo Daragatan Udrita Jivaniman Krishna Prema Sudabdi Kahana Sukhang Pradat Prabhung Tang Bhaje Vande Bhakti Vinodang Shri Gaur Shakti Swarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajam Radharasa Sudhanidhim Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaur Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vrishabhanusutan vitavamatanung Yamuna tatanagarananda sutam Murali Kalagita Vinora Parang Bhaja Godrumakanana Kunja Vidun Smara Gaura Gadadara Kelikalang Bhava Gaura Gadadara Pakshacharam Shrinu Gaura Gadadara Charukatang Bhaja Godrumakanana Kunja Vidun Tavai Vasmi Na Jivami Tvaya Vinam Iti Vigyaya Devi Tvang Nayamang Charanantikam Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshai Kshiptascha Kama Ditaranga Madhye Kripa Mai Tvam Sharanam Prapanna Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. All right. Now let's recite the Pranam Mantra for Śrīla Bhakti Rakṣaka Śrīdhara Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Devang Devyatanung Suchanda Vadanam Palarka Chelanchitam Sandranandapuram Sareka Varanam Vairagya Vidyam Buddhim Shri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Varang Vande Tang Shubhadam Areka Sharanam Nyasishvaram Śrīdharam. I offer my obeisance unto my Lord Śrīla Bhakti Rakṣaka Śrīdhara Gosvāmī Mahārāja, whose speech is most pleasing, whose divine form is adorned with garments the color of the newly risen sun, who is an abode of intense, ecstatic devotion, who is the sadhu's sole choice, who is an ocean of renunciation and knowledge, who is a treasure house of perfect conclusions, who is resplendent with pure devotion, who is the best of Srila Saraswati Thakur's followers, who is the giver of all good, who is the leading general of the Tridandi sannyasis, and who is my sole shelter. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, Yashoda Didi, Sarveshwari Mataji, Rajesh Syal, and Vidyalala Sadidi, Ganga Mataji, Krishna Mai Didi, and everybody else joining. I'm guessing, I don't know. I only see the names of those who write comments on YouTube and Facebook. So also pranams to all devotees watching in the future, like Jayadev Prabhu, Raseshwari Mataji. Sorry, Seshwari Mataji is probably watching now. I mean, Shachi Devi, Revati Didi, Manjari Didi, and everybody else. And oh, Dandavat pranams Niri Hari Prabhu and Pavatarani Mataji. Hare Krishna. All right, so we are continuing our reading. We've paused a little bit from reading Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Bhajan Rahasya because the disappearance day of Srila Bhakti Rakṣaka Śrīdhara Gosvāmī Mahārāja came up, and I thought we'd read this biography about him in just a couple days, but then while we're reading, every now and then I was like, oh, let's read, this is related, and I'd read something by him, and then it's difficult to pull yourself away from when you're reading Srila Bhakti Rakṣaka Śrīdhara Gosvāmī Mahārāja's direct words. It's so all right. But yeah, soon I think tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, no, day after tomorrow. Day after tomorrow, we will return to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Bhajan Rahasya. All right. Where are we? Oh, and as always, at the end of this program, we will go through the Ashtayam. Sorry, the Ashtayam Sadhan. Right now, we are on Prata Kaliya Bhajan. Sadhan, I mean. Okay. So where did we? Okay, I think a key word is Kurukshetra, right? That was where I went off track. Kurukshetra. There. All right. Okay, I'm gonna just move back a little bit just so that we get the flow. Okay. Let's read from here. Srila Śrīla Maharaj recalls, when I first came to the Gaudiya Math, I mixed very carefully with the devotees. I thought, the transcendental truths that I hear from these devotees don't come within the clutches of worldly intelligence. But still, when I want to throw myself into that association, I shall use my reason and intellect as far as possible, understanding that I am going to jump into something which will be beyond my calculation. From their talks in general, I found that they do not care for the opinion of anyone else. With the Borns, they summarily reject all the stalwarts of the then society. They don't care for anyone. But when anything is quoted from the scripture, they are all in all. They give a patient hearing. They soberly consider and evaluate. This was their nature. They care only for scriptural truth. They say that what they teach is the only truth and that all else is false. They say everyone is suffering from ignorance, and what we say is the right thing. I thought, what is this? A sane person cannot easily swallow such a bitter pill. I also could not digest it so easily at first. But I had an attraction, a taste for them, and I could identify with them. But what they were saying was confirmed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and the Upanishads. All these authorities say, yes, it is so. If you know him, everything is known. If you get him, everything is gotten. And then we're recapping, so I'm not going to read all the Sanskrit and everything, but yeah, yata taror mula nishechanena. So when you pour water onto the root of a tree, the whole tree is automatically fed. Similarly, when you supply food to the stomach, the whole body is fed. In the same way, if you can gain knowledge of the prime cause, Brahman, then you can know anything and everything. Similarly, if we do service to the center to satisfy the central conception of the Supreme Absolute, everything is served and all our obligations are automatically fulfilled. That's from the fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 31, verse 14. Still, there was some sort of objection. One was that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada comes from a Kayastha family. That is considered Shudra. And I come from a Brahmin Pandit's family of great honor in the society. Ostensibly, any Brahmin should have been suitable. In this way, some sort of objection was felt in me. Then, when I went to Mayapur, I again saw many things that touched me. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada was delivering a lecture to so many gentlemen who had come from Krishnanagar. educated persons. In another place, the elderly Shripad Bhakti Pradip Tirtha Maharaj was giving a lecture. Somewhere else, Shripad Bhakti Sarup Parvat Maharaj found writing receipts. He was found writing receipts, collecting funds from the people. It was a hive of activity. I felt a transcendental, happy atmosphere there. When the celebration was over, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada was sitting in a canvas chair on the veranda of his room, and many people were offering him obeisances and going home. At that time, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was giving a lecture, and some of the things he was saying was, "Don't cheat me. You all came with the understanding that you will engage yourself in the service of Krishna, and so I have entered into some relationship with you. And now, only as a fashion, you have attended this ceremony, and you are going home to engage yourselves in worldly affairs. But your assurance to me was that you would all serve Krishna. You may say, 'Oh, I've got some important business, and after finishing this, I shall come and join you as soon as possible.' But no, no. If you tell me that there's just if you tell me that there's just a little fire, and after extinguishing the fire you will return, then I will say that is also not necessary. If the fire burns the whole world, you do not lose anything. Rather, you are spared if you can disconnect from those things that are burnt. All your positive engagement, your inner hankering, has corresponding things in Krishna. All your necessities and hankering will be satisfied in the service of the holy lotus feet of Krishna and nowhere else." Srila Śrīdhara Maharaj was wonderstruck with such forceful speaking and thought he would never hear anywhere in this world such intense necessity for Krishna bhajan, and he took the decision then to be a disciple there and remained in the mat. Then and there, he took a decision to be a disciple, and he remained in the mat. In 1923, he was attracted by the grace of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and at Gaudiya Math in Kolkata, he heard Srila Bhakti Siddhanta's holy talks of the Supreme Lord. Not long after that, in December of 1926, with full surrender, he joined Sri Gaudiya Math. He left home and joined the mission and became a disciple of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur in 1927. His Gurudev was overjoyed, and he quoted this famous shloka in appreciation. Yad yad acharati shreshtas tattareve taro jana sayat pramanam kurute lokastar anuvartate. What year did Srila Prabhupada join, like receive Diksha, I wonder? I'm just looking online, unless somebody knows off the top of their heads. Here's a timeline. So I just got curious. Okay, let's see what Wikipedia says. Sorry guys, I'm diverting again. I'm just curious, like Srila Śrīdhara Gosvāmī Mahārāja and Srila Prabhupada, how they were. Okay, here it is. Gaudiya Math and initiation. So after meeting Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati in 1922, he had little contact until 1928. In 1932, he visited in Vrindavan. In 1933. Okay, so he received initiation in 1933, but first met in 1922. Very interesting. Okay. So his Gurudev was overjoyed, and he quoted this famous shloka in appreciation. The general masses imitate the ways of great men. They follow whatever the great personality accepts as the right conclusion. This is Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse 21. He was requested to stay at the Kolkata Math to do some service in the press there. But he was not inspired by the work of proofreading, etc. He had been in the mission perhaps only a year or so, and on the day of the appearance of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, there was a festival. A pandal had been erected in the street at number 1 Ultadanga Junction Road, and meetings were going on there. One respectable jamandar, landlord, was invited by his godbrother, Srila Bhakti Saranga Gosvāmī Mahārāja. And he asked Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, I want to have a very private talk with you. It was on a dark night, and a meeting was arranged. 2 chairs were placed together. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada came there, and that gentleman sat close to him. Srila Śrīdhara Maharaj was thinking that Prabhupada should not be left alone, and so managed to take a position a little distance away in the darkness. He was also very curious. What does he have to say? Then that man, very close to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada's ear, whispered, Have you seen God? Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada's answer was, What is the good of saying that I have seen or I have not seen? As long as you don't know how to see or know what is necessary to see God, you cannot get any benefit by my mere statements that I have seen or I have not seen. You are blind to both things. The first thing is that you should learn how to see God. You must get that sort of eye to see God. Without that, any man may say, I have seen. But what is that to you? You may be deceived. If I say, no, I have not seen your God, what you have concocted within you as God, I have not seen your God, what you have concocted within you as God, that will also just misguide you. Srila Śrīdhara Maharaj wanted to preach and was sent on a preaching tour. The first stop was at the Dumur Konda Math in Bengal, and from there to Varanasi, then to Vrindavan, where there was a Nagar Kirtan for some time, then to Delhi, where there was door-to-door collection for some time, then Kurukshetra Math was established, and he was made Math commander there, alone, doing collection for 2 or 3 years. And so that was where we got diverted yesterday, was I read this amazing section from the book Golden Volcano of Divine Love about when he was the Math commander there for those two or 3 years. And the very amazing, kind of very surprising glories of Kurukshetra and what Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said. Anyways, if you're interested in that, you can hear yesterday's reading. The small village town and the place of Kurukshetra is a solitary place, except for during the solar eclipse when there is a great rush of hundreds of thousands of people. Then the Delhi Math was founded, and he was in charge there. He then visited Simla, that's up in North India, and other places for preaching. Every year in August, the disciples of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta had to go back to the Kolkata Math celebration for 1 month. In August. Oh, for like Janmashtami and Radhashtami and all that, right? So, also Rupa Goswami's disappearance day and Julan, all that, Baladev Purnima. So from here, Srila Śrīdhara Maharaj was taken by Srila Bhakti. I'm just going to say Srila every time it says Shripad, just because that's what I'm used to. So Srila Śrīdhara Maharaj was taken by Srila Bhakti Hriday Van Goswami Maharaj and Sri Hayagriva Prabhu, who later became Srila Bhakti Dait Madhav Goswami Maharaj, in a party towards Madras site, installing the footprints of Mahaprabhu, Padapit. Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada established many padapits. Those are different places where Mahaprabhu went and is traveling around India. He would establish Mahaprabhu's footprints there. I've been to a couple of them. Haribol Nandanandan Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Oops, I accidentally closed the window. What happened? Oh, I moved it over here. Sorry, I'm just moving this over here so I can see when anybody else joins. Haribol Rohini Nandan Prabhu. I already said Krishnamai Didi, right? Yeah, I think so. But yeah, Haribol. All right. Then again, upon returning, the Bagh Bazar Mat was opened, and from the original rented house in Ultadanga, the deities were moved in procession in a chariot to Bagh Bazar Mat, and a 1 month festival was held there. After that, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada went on that year establishing and installing those padapit, those footprints of Mahaprabhu, up to Mangalgiri near Be, I don't know how you say that, Bejoida, Kobur, and so on. I went to the padapit in Chhatrabhog. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada then went to Madras and declared the opening of Madras Gaudiya Math and put Srila Sridhar Maharaj, Ban Maharaj, and Sri Haigriva Prabhu, that's later Srila Bhakti Madhav Goswami Maharaj, he put them there. And they rented a house and began preaching for 3 years or so. Srila Ban Maharaj was the leader and the senior sannyasi. At that time, Srila Sridhar Maharaj was still known as Sri Ramendra Sundar Bhattacharya B.A., and it was his duty to approach the people and introduce the sannyasis, and more or less do the work of a canvasser. Srila Ban Maharaj at that time said about Sri Ramendra Sundar Bhattacharya B.A., he said, "He can preach well. He is a good preacher rather than a good canvasser. He can speak Harikatha very well." Sri Ramendra Sundar, Srila Śrīla Gosvāmī Mahārāja, he collected funds from the Raja of Jaipur in Orissa for the cost of the construction of the Madras Gaudiya Math. That is also a history. Their new Indian civil service officer was Mr. O. Pula Reddy. He was appointed Dewan. He was the government official of Jaipur. Because that is an Adivasi, an indigenous people's area, a special sort of rule was introduced there by the British. The Dewan is more powerful than the king. Srila Sridhar Maharaj recalls, we came from Madras with some recommendation from the officiating Chief Justice, Mr. Ramesham, to meet the Raja of Jaipur. Then the Raja promised to pay the cost of the Madras temple, but he kept requesting us, approach the Dewan, and he, and not I, will give you the money. So go and consult the higher. I'm only giving my sign of approval, but the money will be paid by him. So meet him. I had heard he was an half atheistic man, so I was hesitant to approach him. I said, "No, you are king, you are master, so it is better that you will give the money," and so on. But he insisted again and again, "No, you will have to meet the Dewan." But when I met the Dewan, it was just the opposite. The Dewan said, "Oh, I am the last man to pay you this amount, 10,000, to build the temple at Madras. If you would be building it here, then I could have some consideration. People here would have some recreation in the temple. But these poor people, half fed and half clad, if we get any money in excess, I must give an order for their help. Funds must be used for that cause, not for this luxury of constructing a temple. And that, too, is in Madras town. Go there and collect funds to construct your temple." Srila Sridhar Maharaj says, "Then I thought, this is a hopeless case. So drastic medicine must be applied. So I came out with this shloka." And he said this shloka here. Vikreditam vrajavadu biridang cha Vishnu Shraddhanvito nushrinu atabarna yedya Bhaktim param bhagavati pratilabhya kamam hridrogamashvapahinotyachirena dhira. One who hears with firm faith the supermundane amorous affairs of Lord Krishna and the gopis, as described by a pure devotee of the Lord, soon becomes freed from mundane lust and achieves divine love of Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam 10:33-39. Such an interesting verse to tell the person. This is very fascinating, huh? I said to him, "You want to help the Adivasis, and I also want to help them. But your help is in a particular way, and my help is in another way. It has been told in the scriptures that to hanker for something in this world is a heart disease. It is mentioned in Bhagavatam by Shukadeva Goswami, Kamam Hridrogam. I want this, I want that, I want thousands, I want millions. That is heart disease and not real. When I was a hog, I devoured a hillock of stools, but hunger is not appeased. When I was an elephant, I finished a whole forest, but hunger is not finished. So hunger can never be finished in this way. There are so many who have amassed millions. Still, they say, no, this is very little. I want more, more. So this is heart disease. And in the Bhagavatam, Shukadeva Goswami has given the medicine for this. Vikriditam. When you can accommodate the Absolute to have his full, unrestricted play, and use his ownership with everything, every atom in the creation. If you can accommodate such a conception of the Absolute with the environment, then you can get out this heart disease. There is no other way. Wow, what a deep explanation. I was trying to imagine how would you explain this verse to somebody who doesn't have, who's like almost an half atheist. Wow, amazing. So the man was impressed. Tears fell from his eyes. Swamiji, I believe in God. And then I guess Śrīla Goswami said, your eyes bear testimony to that. And the guy said, I shall pay your money, but not just now. Go to Madras, I shall pay. He sent the money, and the Madras temple was constructed. Okay, so now it says, the king, okay, so I think this is Śrīla Goswami Mahārāja, he's continuing to speak. He says, the king of Jaipur gave some money for the construction of a temple. The money was sent to our head office in Kolkata. Out of 5,000 rupees, the first installment was 1,000 rupees. And then the construction work was begun by sending a worker from our main center. Then Srila Madhav Maharaj and I were sent to Madras, where we heard that the king would soon come. In order to show him that some work had been done, we raised the construction to some extent, so the king could be told, your money has been spent, and now the next installment is necessary. In order to do this, we incurred a debt. We took a loan for bricks and other things and raised the construction to a higher level. When we wrote this when we wrote this to our Guru Maharaj, we had some apprehension that he would chastise us. Why have you taken this loan? Instead of that, he gave us his appreciation. You have risked your future in the service of Krishna. You have taken a loan, and that means you have to pay off that loan. So you have engaged your future energy in the service of Krishna. You will have to collect money and pay off the loan. So there is service with risk there is service with risk of the future. The gopis consciously risked their future. My preaching was not that of the false canvasser, but straight dealing with the plain truth. Not any coaxing or indirect way, flattering, or by sweet words to somehow rob the man. Straight talk, straight dealing representation. My guide was, why have I come here? What fascination brought me here? I tried my best to represent that fascination to them. This is the cause for preaching. You must appreciate such cause. I have got appreciation in this line, and I don't think that I did wrong. Every moment, I think I'm justified to accept this principle and to march on in this line. At one time in Madras, some people came and said, "Oh, you do not help the diseased people and the poor. You do not attend any hospital or any deathbed. But if they die, to whom will you preach? What is your answer?" Srila Śrīdhara Mahārāja answered, "Suppose there is a famine and some food is given by the government. If I am distributing that to so many people all around who are begging food, but one man runs away, should I stop my distribution and run after him? Or, because there are so many people here, shall I continue distributing? There is no want of people to receive the distribution. There is a whole throng. So, should I stop distributing?" His original name was Ramendra Chandra, and after he was given initiation, he was given the name Ramendra Sundar. When he asked the meaning of Ramendra, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada told him, "In our consideration, Ram does not mean Dasharati Ram, or Lord Ramachandra, the son of King Dasharath. It means Radha Raman, Radha Raman Ram, Krishna, the lover of Radharani." Before he was called from Uttar Pradesh to join the Madras party, his name was still Sri Ramendra Sundar Bhattacharya. But now his name was converted to Sri Ramananda Das. And with this name, he was sent with a group to find out the place of the conversion between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Ramananda Rai, where the Ramananda Samvad took place, and to install the Padapit, the footprints of Mahaprabhu there. Wow, he wants to find out where the place was, and then install the footprints there. And we know that. I think many devotees have been there. Very interesting though, huh? Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada had many disciples with names with Ananda in it. There's like so many. Yeah. Srila Śrīla Maharaj recalls, "During our time, the deities were installed by Prabhupada, but there was only that Padapit Mandir. A separate mandir was established after Prabhupada, perhaps by Srila Bhakti, Sripad, this is Srila Śrīla Gosvāmī, so Sripad Bhakti Vilas Tirtha Maharaj. Later, myself as a sannyasi and Sri Hayagriva Prabhu as a white-clad brahmachari, who was later Sripad Madhav Maharaj, worked together. In October 1930, Srila Śrīla Maharaj, sorry, so that was, okay, there aren't, they don't use quotation marks very, so it's hard to tell when it's Srila Śrīla Gosvāmī speaking or somebody else. I mean, they don't use them consistently. So, okay, in October 1930, Srila Śrīla Maharaj was ordained by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur as a Tridandi sannyasi at the original Ultadanga Gaudiya Math, receiving the title Bhakti Rakṣaka Śrīdhara, meaning the illustrious guardian of devotion. That's the meaning of Bhakti Rakṣaka. Echoing the statement of Srila Jiva Goswami, who referred in his Sanskrit writings to the original Bhagavatam commentator, Srila Sridhar Swamipad, as Bhakti Ek Rakshak, the supreme guardian of devotion. Interesting. Huh. Okay. Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur adorned him with the accolade Shastra Nipun Śrīdhara Mahārāja, meaning scriptural genius Śrīdhara Mahārāja. Because of his formidable encyclopedic commands of the revealed scriptures, and further for his unique and unprecedented style of casting newer and newer light upon the most internal philosophical and revelatory purports of pure Sri Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta. Therefore, he was Shastra Nipun Śrīdhara Mahārāja. Even before taking sannyas, he was a very, Even before taking sannyas, he was a very exalted and firm preacher in the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Srila Prabhupada was most satisfied with him. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada had wanted Srila Śrīdhara Maharaj to go to London for preaching, but he said he was not fit for it. He couldn't follow their accent. He couldn't understand their accent. And he didn't have the tendency to mix with them very closely. So money would be spent to send him, but he wouldn't be able to show any satisfactory result. Of course, if he ordered him, he must go. Then Sri Yukta A.B. Goswami Prabhu, that's Śrīla Bhakti Saranga Gosvāmī Mahārāja, he was sent instead. Trying to remember what the A.B. was. Is it not Atula Chandra? What was it? Bandopadhyay? Was it Atula Chandra Bandopadhyay? I don't know. I can't remember. Okay. Then there was Vrindavan Parikrama, circumambulation of the whole of Vrindavan, which they joined. We just published an article about that. Actually, if you want to hear about that Vrindavan Parikrama, you can read it. It's on purebhakti.com. We wrote a whole thing. It tells the whole history of Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada in Braj Mandal. So yeah, then there was with Vrindavan Parikrama, circumambulation of the whole of Vrindavan, which they joined. Once, after conducting Parikrama of the whole Braj Mandal, the perimeter of Sri Vrindavan, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur asked his disciples, and just letting you know, on that article, which you'll find on purebhakti.com under Raise of the Harmonist, it goes through all the Harikatha, like so much Harikatha that you spoke at the different places, and it's very fascinating if anybody has time to read. It's kind of long, but it's really nice. Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he asked his disciples, which pastimes attracted you the most? Which location in Vrindavan has attracted you most? Srila Śrīdhara Maharaj told, when he asked me this question, I replied that Kadamba Kandi, the place of Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhu's bhajan, attracted me most of all. Midway between Nandagram and Yavat, there was an ashram where Srila Rupa Goswami settled and used to write his book Sri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. That place attracted me most. Now we know that place is Ter Kadamba, right? Again, after a year or two, when we were at Radhakund in the company of Srila Prabhupada, he very suddenly remarked, your place, that place of yours. I was astounded. What? Where is my place? He said, your place is Kadamba Kandi, the place of Srila Rupa Goswami. I thought, oh, he had some purpose when he inquired a year or two ago which location was attractive to who. He kept these things on his mind, and accordingly, today he is saying, your place. So he was very particular about ruchi pariksha, to examine the taste of a particular person for a particular lila and a particular group of service. It is necessary for the acharya to examine his disciples and to determine the place where they are to be located. He must determine where his disciple stands and accordingly in harmony with that innate taste, help them in their march towards the lands of that land of their aspiration. The destination has been settled, but how shall I reach it? When shall I reach it? Those who come to my aid to take me there, they are my masters, my gurus, Shiksha gurus and Diksha guru. Whoever helps me to go there is my guru. He is my guide who will help me to reach my located destination, the station of my innermost hankering. Radhika Madhavasham Prapto Yasya Pratitaya Kripaya Shri Gurum Tang Natosmi. That's Srila Sanatana Goswami, right? Or is that Raghunath Das Goswami? I think it's Sanatana Goswami. It's a verse, Namasheshtam Anumapi Sachiputra Matra Sarupam. Okay, so then is this, I can't tell if this, no, this is, okay, now I'm going to say Srila. When it's Srila Śrīla Gosvāmī speaking, then I use Shripad, but then when it's not him speaking, then I'll use Srila. So then Srila Bon Maharaj went to England for preaching, and Srila Śrīdhara Maharaj was in charge of Madras Gaudiya Math. Later, Bombay Math was opened, and again he was taken there and lived there for some time. Later, he was taken with the general party with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, and staying most of the time with him, they preached in different places in Bengal. Just one day prior to departing this world, at 5:30 a.m., 1st January 1937, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, from his sickbed, especially selected and requested Srila Śrīdhara Maharaj to sing Sri Rupa Manjari Pada for him, his most beloved song of the deepest divine service. This is well known as the most venerated and adored prayer of the entire Gaudiya Sampradaya. Srila Śrīdhara Maharaj recalls, "At that time, I was not accustomed to leading the kirtan. I was hesitating. Shriyukta Kunjababu, later Shripad Bhaktivilas Tirtha Maharaj, asked one brahmachari, 'Prabhu, you go on singing.' Then he began singing, but Prabhupada felt dissatisfaction. He said, 'I don't want to hear the tone or sweet sound.' Then that brahmachari Prabhu stopped, and I had to sing Sri Rupa Manjari Pada. The other devotees present said then that Srila Prabhupada had thereby given him admission to the Ras Seva section." Srila Śrīdhara Maharaj says, "When I entered Sri Gaudiya Math, I received Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's small Bengali book Sharanagati for the very first time. It was so sweet to me that I purchased several copies and distributed them amongst my friends. Its price was only 4 paise. It is so sweet. It touched my heart. I thought, here is Krishna. Krishna Katha is Krishna himself. Here is talk about Krishna, the Adhokshaj, the transcendental." I later composed a short commentary when I was in Nandagram, and it is published along with Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's commentary in Bengali. I think it's called the Laghu Chandrika commentary. I wrote an introductory poem to the commentary of Sharanagati. I wrote, "Swairacharabdhi samagnan jivan gaurangri pankaje udhritya sharanapater mahatmyam samabhodayat." All the conditioned souls are samagnan. They are diving or struggling in the ocean of swairachar, or pleasure-seeking, anyabilash,
immoral or whimsical activities, energizing there. Then Gaurangri Pankaje Udhrita, taking them out of that ocean, you put them in the lotus. You took them to the lotus feet of Sri Gauranga. You collected them from the wide, troubled ocean and gave them to the lotus feet of Gauranga. Udritya Sharanapater Mahatmam Samabodayat. And so, having placed them there, you began to instruct them about the great nobility of and high value of Sharanagati, exclusive surrender. Samabodhayat. You have tried to make them understand and realize the efficacy of Sharanagati proper. You, my Gurudev, Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, did so. So I bow to you, so I bow down unto you first. Then so that was Śrīla Gosvāmī speaking now. Then he also wrote a Sanskrit verse offering obeisances to the writer of Sharanagati, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Let's see, I'm just going to make this verse like that. Shri Gauranumatam Sarupam Viditam Rupagrajanadritam Rupadai Pariveshtitam Raghuganar Ashvaditam Sevitam Jivadyar Abhirakshitam Sukashiva Brahmadisammanitam Shri Radha Padasevanamritam Aho Tadatum Isho Bhavan. What was sanctioned by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by his descent was intimately known only to Sri Sarup Damodar Goswami. It was adored by Sanatana Goswami and served by Rupa Goswami and his followers. Raghunath Das Goswami tasted that wonderful thing, and he tasted that wonderful thing fully and enhanced it with his own realization. And Jiva Goswami supported and protected it by quoting the scriptures from different places. The taste of that divine truth is aspired for by Brahma, Shiva, and Uddhav, who respect it as the supreme goal of life. What is this wonderful truth? Shri Radha Pada Sevana. The highest nectar of our life is the service of Srimati Radharani. This is most wonderful. O Bhaktivinoda Thakur, you are our master. It is within your power to allow them to bestow. It is within your power to allow them to bestow their grace upon us. You are in a position to bestow the highest gift ever known to the world upon us all. It is at your disposal. O Bhaktivinoda Thakur, please be kind to us and grant us your mercy. There's a video of Śrīla Śrīdhara Gosvāmī Mahārāja explaining this verse to Śrīla. You can find it on YouTube. There's a video of Śrīla Śrīdhara Gosvāmī Mahārāja explaining the meaning of this verse to our Śrīla Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And he tells about Śrīla Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada's, how he liked this verse so much. So, Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur remarked, "A very happy style." And next he said to Shripad Shoti Maharaj, "This poem is so fine. It is not written by him. It is written by Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself and has come out through him. It is so appreciable." Once he said to Sri Yukta Aprakrit Prabhu, he said, "I am satisfied that what I came to say will remain after me. I find in this shloka, in this verse, the Siddhanta, the perfect theological conclusion." Do you want to see that video? I think I shared it on. Okay, let's take another little diversion. We only have 4 minutes left, also, so we can end here. This is our reading, and now, yeah, we'll take a look at that video. I shared it on Facebook once, so let's go to Facebook. Okay, I'm going to Facebook. And what will I type in? Wait, I can search on my own page. You go down here, search. I'll just type in Śrīla Śrīdhara Mahārāja Śrīla Prabhupada. I think it will come up that way. Let's see. Yes, here it is. Check out this video of Śrīla Śrīdhara Gosvāmī Mahārāja discussing his Bhakti Vinod Viraha Dashakam with Śrīla Prabhupada. So it's in the comments there. Here's the YouTube video. Wait, I need to make it so you guys can hear. One second. Let me just, I have to reshare this. Share sound. Okay, now you'll be able to hear. Wait, let's start over. Okay, and maybe I'll read the Bengal, the translation as it goes on. So this is on, oops, wait, when was that? This is 27th June, 1973 at Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat in Navadvip. So Srila Prabhupada went to see Srila Śrīla Gosvāmī Mahārāja at Chaitanya Saraswat Mat in 1973. Okay. In Bombay, when both you and me were present, Prabhupada said, Bhakti Rakṣaka Śrīdhara Mahārāja will save our bhakti in times to come.
Bhakti Rakṣaka Śrīdhara Mahārāja পরবর্তী কালে আমাদের ভক্তি রক্ষা করবেন বলেছিলেন
Śrīla Śrīdhara Mahārāja, he said that. Wait, and then Śrīla Prabhupada says yes. He became very satisfied with the poem I wrote about Bhakti Vinod Thakur. After reading it a while, I showed it to him in Darjeeling.
লোকানাং হিতকাময়া ভগবতু ভক্তি প্রচারস্তয়া গ্রন্থানাং রচনে শতাম অভিমত নানাবিধ দর্শিত আচার্যকৃত পূর্বমেব কিল তদ রামানুজাদ্বৈ বুধৈ ইমাম ভূরি বিগ্রহস্যম ভবতু মহাত্মা সীমামত এই যেটা খুব খুশি হয়ে
He became very happy with it due to the happy style, and its thought was very valuable. Although in ordinary ways you preach bhakti by books, etc., and various techniques of preaching for the benefit of the world, with acharyas, pundits like Ramanuja, but your greatness is not limited to that only. And who are you actually?
বৈকুণ্ঠে পরমুক্ত ভৃঙ্গচরণ নারায়ণ যস্বয়ং তস্যাংসি ভগবান স্বয়ং রসবপু কৃষ্ণ ভবান তৎপদ
Verse 7.
মানে যদ্ধাম নক্ষলু ধাম দাম নিগমে ব্রহ্মেতি সংজ্ঞায়তে নিগমে মানে বেদে
Nigami means Vedas.
যার যার
In whose rays that powerful
হলোটাকে ব্রহ্ম বলা হয়েছে যদ্ধাম নক্ষলু ধাম ধাম মানে তেজ যার ধামের হলোটাকে বেদেতে ব্রহ্ম বলা হয়েছে যদ্ধাম নক্ষলু ধাম নিগমে ব্রহ্মেতি সংজ্ঞায়তে আর যস্যাং শস্য কলৈব কৃষ্ণ নিগরে যোগেশ্বরের বিজ্ঞতি আর বড় বড় যোগী
The big yogis are taking lots of hardship to search for a fraction of the Paramatma. Mrigayate means searching for. In Vaikuntha, where dedicated servants are serving Narayan's lotus feet. The one who is even his, Narayan's. Oops, I missed that. Let's just go back. Okay. So the one who is even his, Narayan's origin and ontology, that Bhagavan, who is the very personification of Ras, his service you have come to give. Even Ramanuja is not on the same level as Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, Ramanuja is for Vaikuntha. And Śrīla Śrīdhara Gosvāmī says, yes, Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha Paramukta Bhima. That position is also very honorable. Prabhupada, of course.
First install. Then
That's the first installment.
Sadba Chintamai Parat Parapuri Gulu Vrindavani Śrīla Rasatangini Parivita Sāradhika Śrīhari Vatsaladi Rasischa Śrīvitadanu Madhurja Shiva Sukham Nittam Jatra Muda Tanuti Bhavan Tadhamu Shiva Pada.
Then who are you? Sorry, then who you are? Where Bhagavan Krishna Chandra is served in Vatsalya and other rasas, where with the Sakis, Radharani is distributing the Madhurya.
Golok Vrindavan.
Śrīla Rasalangini Parivita Sāradhika Śrīhari Vatsaladi Rasescha Sevitatanu Madhurja Seva Sukham Nittam Jatra Muda Tanuti Vistar Kochananandesai Tadhamu Seva.
It's expanding the bliss. You have the power to give someone the service of that Dham. And after that, what? It goes, sorry. You have the power to give someone this, and then after that it goes to the third stage. Okay, now we come to the third stage. We got the first stage, the second stage. Now we come to the third stage. This is what we're just reading now. This Apart from this, you can give higher things? What is that? What Mahaprabhu has granted and opens to be given. Srila Prabhupada says, Bhagavat Prem. And then Śrīla Śrīdhara Gosvāmī says, Bhagavat means Radha Dasyam. Then Srila Prabhupada says, Radha Dasyam. And then Śrīla Śrīdhara Gosvāmī says, only by his permission is it possible, this Radha Dasyam. Whose inner meaning, Sarup Damodar, who is Lalita, knows. And what Rupa and Sanatan has made it known to the world. That Seva Ras, which Rupa Goswami presented, Raghunath tasted it and enriched it. And acharyas like Jiva ensured it is protected. Which Shuka, Shiva, Brahma gave honor to from a distance. Such Radha Pada Sevanamritam. It is so wonderful that you are capable to give it. Now it goes to last stanza is Aham Mandamati. I am left behind in a fallen condition. I am extremely fallen. In reciting this prayer, whatever offenses I have committed, I am hoping you will surely forgive it. And with this, I am seeking a boon. What is that? Your very beloved Radhika Daita. What's this? Your very beloved Radhika Daita. It means both Prabhupada as Varsha Bhanavi Devi Daita Das, and the other side as a servant of Radha Krishna, to be recognized as one among the servants. so that there is no overstepping the Guru.
মানে গুরু অতিক্রম করে নয়, তোমার আশীর্বাদ
I
চাচ্ছি।
am praying for your blessing, just as a grandfather blesses by touching our head back.
Your grandfather is on your head, back.
That's why I request that you kindly give me the association of your very, very dear Varshabhanavi Daita Das, so that I may be counted as one amongst his servitors.
তুমি কৃপা করে তোমার অতি প্রিয়জন সেই ভাষ্যমানবী দহিতরা তোমার গুণেতে আমাকে একটু চেষ্টা করে দিও।
That's just shut it for a second. That's why I request that you kindly give me the association of your very dear Varshabhanavi Daita. That's okay. I just said this.
তোমার গুণেতে আমাকে একটু চেষ্টা করে দিও।
Okay, it's the same thing. Sorry.
এটা বহুবার এটা
Prabhupada was very satisfied with it, he says.
দেখে খুব সন্তুষ্ট হয়েছিল এবং অনেকের
এটা তো
কাছে
আপনার পাবলিশ হয়েছে।
And then Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada says, this offering of yours was published. And Srila Śrīdhara Maharaj says, yes, Prabhupada saw it when he was there.
হ্যাঁ, এটা দেখে গিয়েছে খুব।
Okay, so that's, just wanted to share that. Okay, so that's the end of our program for today. Dandavat Pranams, thank you so much for staying all the way to the end. Now, for those of you joining our Chaturmasya program, we will, today, because it's already overtime, we're just going to go very quickly through the Dvitiya Yam Sadhan. So I'm not going to explain the meaning of all the words and all that like usual. vineofdevotion.com. But yeah, if anybody needs to go right now, Dandavat Pranams. Thank you so much for joining, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for the rest of this. I think it's definitely going to take 2 more days to finish this biography. Yeah. Well, actually, let's see. Actually, we could do it in 1 day, I think. We'll just see. I just have to not recap so much. Okay. Ashtayam Sadhan. And now Ditya Yam Sadhan. Okay. So this is Prata Kaliya Bhajan. This time of day represents Anartha Nivritti and Sadhu Sangha. This is the first 6 dandas of the morning from 6 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Okay. Nam namakari bahuda nija sarva shaktis tatrarpita niyamita smaranena kala etadrishi tava kripa bhagavan mamapi turdaiva midrishamiha janinanuraga. अनेक लोकेर वंश अनेक प्रकार कृपाते करिलो अनेक नामेर प्रचार खाइते शुइते जथा तथा नाम लय काल देश नियम नाही सर्व सिद्धि होय सर्वशक्ति नामे दिला करिया विभाग आमार दुर्दैव नामे nahi anurag. So this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita's Mahaprabhu speaking. And now Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's song from Gitavali, which we were just reading about Śrīla Bhakti Rakṣaka Śrīdhara Gosvāmī singing Shri Rupa Manjari Pada at the very end when Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada was entering Nitya Leela. And right before they sung Shri Rupa Manjari Pada, they sang this song. So, you are an ocean of mercy. I'm not reading the translation, sorry. You can read the okay. Toho daya sagara Taraite prane namayane katua shikhaoliane sakala shakati de name tohara grahane rakhilo nahi kala vichara Ashri Nama Chintamani Tohari Samana Avishve Bilaoli Karuna Nidana Tua Daya Aichana Parama Udara Atishay Mandanata Bhaga Hamara Nahi Jana Malo Name Anuragamora Bhakati Vinora Chitta Dukhe Vibhora O Bhakati Vinora Chitta Dukhe Vibhora. Now this is Bhajanahasya, the second to the last section, right before the Lila Kirtan. Ekanta bhaktir matra kirtana smaran anya parve ruchi nahi hoy pravartan bhaver sahita hoy Shri Krishna sevan swarasi ki bhav krame hoy uddipan ekanta bhaktir kriya mudra ragodita tathapi she sab nahe vidhi viparita सर्वत्याग कोरिलेयो छाड़ा सुखटीन प्रतिष्ठाश त्यागे जथना पाइबे प्रवीण प्रभाते गभीर रात्रे मध्याह्ने संध्याय अनर्थ छाड़िया लो नामेर आशाय ए रूपे कीर्तन स्मरण जे कोरे कृष्ण कृपा होय शीघ्र अनायासे तारे तरे say শ্রদ্ধা করি সাধু সঙ্গে কৃষ্ণ নাম লয় অনর্থ সকল যায় নিষ্ঠা উপজয় প্রাতকালে নিত্য লীলা করিবে চিন্তন চিন্তিতে চিন্তিত চিন্তিতে চিন্তিতে ভাবের হইবে সাধন. By chanting Krishna's name with faith, with Shraddha, and the association of saints and sadhu sangha, all anarthas are destroyed. Anartha nivritti takes place, and firm determination, nishta, arises. So this verse 7 here leads to the next chapter, which is nishta in Bhajanahasya. So at dawn, one should meditate upon Krishna's eternal pastimes, Krishna's Nitya Lila, during Pratakale, Koribe Chintan, Nitya Lila Koribe Chintan. Through continual contemplation, this meditation becomes the means of cultivating and establishing one's devotional mood. Chintite, chintite, so continuously contemplating this way, then bhaver hoibe sadhan, then bhav will be established, accomplished. Accomplished isn't the right word, whatever, cultivated, established. Okay, so now the verse from Govinda Lilamrita 2:1. Radham snata vibhushitam vrajapaya hutam sakhibi prage tadgehe vihitanna pakarachanam Krishna vasheshashanam Krishnam buddham avaptadhenu sadhanam nirvyudagodohanam susnatam krita bhojanam sahacharais Tam chatatang chashraye. And the meaning of this is very simple. It's Radham, she's snata, she is bathed, and vibhushitam, and adorned. She's adorned with many jewels like that, she's adorned. And she is ahutam, she is called by Vrajapa. Vrajapaya means by Vrajapa. Vrajapa refers to the protectress of Vraj, or the queen of Vraj, Shri Yashoda Devi. And through Sakibi, through the Sakis, Prage means in the morning, early in the morning, 6 a.m. Then Tad Gehe, so then in Tad means her, Yashoda's home. Vihitana Paka Rachanam. She Rachana, she prepares, and Vihita means arranges, Annapaka, the cooking food. So she cooks for Krishna, basically. And Krishna avashesha ashanam. Ashanam means she eats Krishna's avashesh, Krishna's remnants. Krishna avashesha ashanam. So that's what's happening. The first half of the verse is what's happening on Radharani's side. Now the second half is what's happening on Krishna's side. So Krishna buddham, Krishna awakens. And avapta dhenu sadhanam. He reaches, dhenu means cows, sadhanam, the residence of the cows, the cow pastures, or the goshala. And then nirvyuda go dohanam, having completed, nirvyuda means having completed go dohanam, the milking of the cows. Dohanam is milking. He finishes milking the cows. And then after he milks the cows, then susnatam, he is nicely bathed. And krita bhojanam, and he eats what Srimati Radhika prepared. Sahacharais, along with his friends. So tang means her, to her, cha means and tang, to him, ashraye, I take shelter. And the word cha is used twice to show that one is not superior to the other. They're both on an equal level, Radha and Krishna. But first, I take shelter of her, and then I take shelter of him. Tang chata, tang chashraye. All right. So now Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur's song on this. Radha snata vibhushita Shri Yashoda samahuta Saki shange targrihe gamana Tatha pakavirachana Shri Krishna vasheshashana Madhye madhye duhara milana. So this is pretty much just a direct translation, except for this part. Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that Madhye madhye, from time to time, duhar milan, they meet at that time. But like, it's not every day, it's from time to time, it's probably very quickly, because that's not a very, there's lots of people around. It's not like the most, but from time to time, Radha and Krishna meet when Srimati Radhika is in the early morning at Krishna's home cooking for him. Krishna nidra pari hari Goshte go dohana kori Snana shana sahachara sange Elila chinta koro Nama preme karagara Prate bhakta jana sange range. So the rest, this is a translation of that verse, and then E lila chintakoro, remember this lila, and overwhelmed with prem, chant the name completely overwhelmed with prem. Nam preme gara gara. No, sorry, it means overwhelmed with prem for the nam. Then prate, in the morning, bhakta jana shange range, you relish this in the association, in the sangha of bhakta jana, of the devotees. You range, you delight in this. Completely absorbed or completely overwhelmed with prem for the name. Nam preme. E lila chinta ar koro sankirtan, achire paibe tumi bhava uddipan. So meditate on this lila and engage in sankirtan. Very soon, you will experience the awakening of deep devotional feeling of bhav. All right, so that's our program for today. Dandavat pranams. Thank you so much for joining. I'll just do a quick, oh, wait, I didn't have to do Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol,
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki Jai, Jai Shri Gurudev ki Jai, Shri Param Gurudev ki Jai, Shri Prabhupada ki Jai, Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki Jai, Swapashad Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Gan ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki Jai, Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Jai Śrīla Bhakti Rakṣaka Śrīdhara Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai, all the associates of Jagadguru Śrīla Prabhupada ki Jai, all the disciples and followers of those associates ki Jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan, Jai Shri Chaturmasya Vrat ki Jai, Shri Śrīla Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Jai, his Bhajan Rahasya ki Jai, Śrīla Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Par ki Jai, his Chaitanya Charitamrita and Govinda Lilamrita ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Vrindai Tulsi Devai, Priyai Keshavashacha, Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi, Satyavatai Namo Namaha, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhyai Vacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams, Nari Hari Prabhu, Bhavatharani Mataji, Sarveshwari Mataji, Yashoda Mataji, Champak Mataji, and all the devotees on YouTube and Facebook like Vidya Lalasa Didi, Ganga Mataji, Krishna Mai Didi, Rohini Nandan Prabhu, Bilva Mangal Prabhu, and Shama Didi, and Papita Pavani Didi, and all the other, I'm guessing Indira Mataji, Raseshwari Mataji, and devotees watching in the future like Shachi Devi, Jayadev Prabhu, Revati Didi, and Manjari Didi, and everybody else watching. Dandavat pranams. Thank you so much for joining, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow to continue reading this beautiful biography of Śrīla Bhakti Rakṣaka Śrīdhara Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Hari Bol. Is there anything anybody wants to mention before we end today's stream? All right, see you all tomorrow. Hari Bol. Jai Shri Radhe.